And from what many exorcists will say is demons will attack us because we're weak and we're not regimented, we're not focused on our prayer life with God. And if we can create a prayer life that is very strict and we hold to it, that many of, they say, the lower level demons will just leave because they know that they can't get to us.
So, if we have time, here for a quick podcast for Tell Them For Me, we're going to talk about the Auxilium Christianorum.
Auxilium Christianorum.
It's so hard to say. What is it? Why should you do it?
The Auxilium Christianorum is a daily prayer regiment that is very powerful. It has come out of something that Father Ripperger has done that he's determined with so many people that he hears from. It's a basic thing that anybody can do. Has different levels with it, but the basic part of it is some prayers that you do daily. There's same ones you start with daily, and there's some specific ones each day that you can do. And for the most part, it's something that creates a regiment. And from what many exorcists will say is demons will attack us because we're weak and we're not regimented, we're not focused on our prayer life with God. And if we can create a prayer life that is very strict and we hold to it, that many of, they say, the lower level demons will just leave because they know that they can't get to us.
Really?
So this is something that was, I started several years ago, and it was recommended to me by someone, and I got with Father Ripperger's group and got with one of his individuals, Kyle Clement, who works with him, who told me about it, and he actually set me up with somebody to do it. And it's a group of prayers, like I said, that are very powerful. And what they added to it to do is like a 30-day program, so to speak, that in this case you do it where you do weekly confession and weekly spiritual direction with a priest. And you can still do that outside, but the powerful part of it was, in addition to the prayers for this 30 days, is one, you did a media fast. No TV, no computer, no nothing, with the exception of what you absolutely have to do for work.
Right.
You don't even have music playing in the car. The only one exception is this particular Gregorian chant that we can list it below the menu here in the podcast, or peppered over top of it. There's a specific Gregorian chant that they said has a numeric sequence in it that demons don't like.
Interesting.
And he said to put that like on an iPad or something in the house to play 24/7. All the time, just playing in the house, real low, but it's there. And then also have one of those beeswax candles that are blessed or ideally have exorcism on them, the 7-day candles that they have in churches, kind of thing, and have those in your bedroom burning 24/7.
24/7?
24/7. It's a glass candle, so they're supposed to be safe. We've been doing that now for 4 years, and we're still here.
Where's the candle?
It's on the dresser in her bedroom in front of the mirror. And it's supposed to help keep spirits away during sleep and stuff, to not interfere with your sleep in that way and so forth. But those are 3 of the additional things to do. And I will have to say that it works, especially the media fast. And whatever the other Gregorian chant of the candle, I don't know on that, but the media fast, within a couple of days, I could feel withdrawal symptoms. Mm-hmm. And as an addict, I know what withdrawal feels like. So It was very difficult. I mean, you feel just give me a hit, just give me 5 minutes of YouTube, something, just like give me a hit. It's like I needed something. And you're not supposed to read anything except the prayers, or you can read the daily readings of the Mass.
You can't just read the Bible out.
Nope. Don't read tomorrow's readings. Don't read yesterday's readings. Read today's readings. You can read them as many times as you want, but that's it. And you can pray the rosary. But that's it. Very strict and very regimented. It's prescriptive, so they know there is no interference by what you're consuming outside of that. And I can tell you that my own experience, like I said, was very difficult the first couple of days. It was difficult throughout it, but the couple of days was the hardest. And I began to notice within a week, I actually went to a restaurant with a friend of mine for lunch, and over on the side they had a bar on the other side of the restaurant that was just playing some sports things, whatever. And I'm sitting in the restaurant and I hear this TV, and I'm listening to this, and it's like I almost had to leave. The noise was deafening. It was amazing how much all of this stuff that we consume is just noise, and we don't even realize it. We're accustomed to it. And it blocks out God. And after a week of hearing this, you start hearing things and being aware of things. And I went to this priest first to the first meeting. He said, well, yeah, I come for a spiritual direction confession every week. I'm thinking, every week? What am I going to do for confession? What am I going to confess after a week? He said, you'll see. Okay, that was a strange comment, whatever. I did. The first time I came back, it's like all this silence, everything else, you can hear God, you can be with yourself, Suddenly, I'm aware of everything I'm thinking, everything I'm doing, everything that isn't of God. Every little criticism I'm thinking of somebody, every little judgment, that I'm doing, every little thought of, well, I'm just going to not talk about, I'm not going to say this to my wife. I'm going to hide this part that I spent on lunch, or, just the little things like that. It's like, I shouldn't do that. It really started to bother me, and I wasn't aware of it. But then I became aware of it through that. And then after a month of that, it's in you all the time. And I've honestly, except for COVID, for a couple of times where it literally wasn't available, I have gone to confession every week in the last 4 years. Within a couple of days, I begin to recognize and feel the disorder, the unpleasantness, there's something not resting properly within me. And I recognize it where I never did before. And this is caused that. This brought that about. And the prayer's continuing to go. Now, I've added a few things to the prayers, some other prayers that we do, some other novenas, and things with it. And I've created a what I call kind of a Catholic daily prayer guide that I was using for myself. And a few other people, wanted, what do I do for prayer? How do I do, so I just made a copy and printed it and gave it to them. And they're telling me how much it's helped them. Added, different renunciation of spirits, things in it, and this and that. And I'm tweaking it a little bit, and I'm actually we're going to publish it through Road to Purity and offer it. Because so many people want to know what to do. I need something regimented. I need something that's going to work. And this is something that works.
Cool.
So,
well, there we have it. The Auxilium Christianorum and a whole lot of other stuff for a short podcast today. As always, we're praying for you, and God bless. Thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. If you have any topics you'd like us to discuss in future episodes, shoot us an email at ask@roadtopurity.com. Don't forget to visit our website, roadtopurity.com, for all our free resources and affordable programs to help men and women who are looking to grow in sexual purity. We rely on donations to keep doing what we do, so if you'd like to support Road to Purity, please consider donating at roadtopurity.com/donate. Thanks again for your support. God bless.